Warning, this show contains adult content. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today, I want to talk about, at first, it's episode 147, and it's my action plan against COVID recession and the reset, since a lot of people are talking about that. And yeah, we got some stuff. I think a lot of us are freaking out, and I really don't know what is going to happen. What is actually going to happen? What is my predictions? I have no fucking idea, and I don't think anybody who people who say that they do, they have no fucking idea either. But there's some things that I think that we should focus on, and that's what I want to talk about today. What could we do, whether there's a great reset, the recession, COVID-19, a fucking pandemic? What should we do regardless that will improve quality of life for us? So let's jump right into it. First of all, I've got my wine here. We got to keep the whistle wet. For some reason, I've been having this dry throat. Maybe see, there he goes. Maybe I already have COVID. I don't know. But let's jump into it. What do I think is going to happen here? And I think that the government restricts us as much as possible, especially here, like in Southern California, San Diego County, North County. I think that every time there's a problem and something happens, they raise the price of stuff like water, electricity, and then when things repair themselves, or don't repair themselves, but get repaired, and things, kind of get back to normal, the prices, if you notice, just stay high. So for every reason that they can hike up prices, they're like a boa constrictor, right? Every time you exhale, they squeeze back in. They just start suffocating you, trying to hold you down, but not enough to kill you, because they want to keep you alive, because there's a purpose and they need you like a cow to keep being milked. So, but they want to have control. I don't know how much to go in. I don't really, as I opened up with the episode 00, the introduction to this thing, I don't really like to talk about politics, religion, and things like that, because I think that's everybody's own personal shit, their own personal ideologies and things that makes them feel good and something that they believe in. And I don't really want to pick on anything like that. But there's certain stuff that I look at, and we have to kind of figure stuff out regardless of what's happening. So there's a lot of talk on there on all kinds of different subject matter, and I don't want to make this show about that, because I said I'd be faking it. I don't know what's going to happen. And the things that, if the great powers that be would, you think that they would just spill the beans and let you know through little leakages here and there, here's what's going to happen? I think they have a greater plan, but we can be resilient rebels. And for those of you who have been listening to this show, I've been actually thinking about converting the whole thing from Up and In It to Resilient Rebels podcast. I'd like to know what you think. There's a email down below. If you like this sort of thing, let me know about it, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think we should change the name. I really, really like that one. It's been with me for like 2 weeks now. But so, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but what should I do? What do I think that other people should do? I think you should diversify your income skills. And that's exactly what I'm doing. We need to take a good look at automation. If you've been living under a rock, or it's not quite something that you're familiar with, automation is people using computers, robots, and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about zombie apocalypse crazy shit here. It's already been happening. It was years ago, I went into a Jack in the Box hamburger store. I know we got listeners from all over the world, but over here we have it's like a hamburger joint. And I went in there, it was probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And they already had a kiosk where you can just sit your card in there, order your food. You don't even have to talk to a person in the front. I think this is going to happen with grocery store clerks. Do I have a crystal ball? No. But if you really think about it, if a business owner, for those of you who are entrepreneurs listening to the show, I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own business. If there's any way that I can eradicate people in my life from being sick and coming up with excuses why you can't show up to work today. I'm sick, something else happened, or just simple screw ups where it was like I was having a bad day. And to be compassionate, it's like, dude, yeah, maybe your dog died or something happened, and it's like, dude, that's crazy. I'm so sad, but dude, you fucking put the wrong bolt in the hole, and the whole machine just started steaming. You know, there's some big problems here. Automation, to my limited knowledge with these things, with the robots and stuff like that, is I could pretty much say though that they probably screw up a lot less than us humans. And if you think for one moment that entrepreneurs, business owners, people like me who didn't have to deal with somebody else, because we deal with it on a daily basis. A lot of you guys have been sold the fucking idea that, oh, it's so awesome to make good, really good money, thousands of dollars and stuff, and well, we have to, dude, it is, in some ways it's worse. I've actually even been told that it's worse by some people. They said, I would never want to be you for like a minute. And I looked at them and I says, I actually would never want to be you for a second, because it's not picking on anybody or anything like that. I got to watch out. But to work a 9 to 5 and be told what to do, when to show up, when to leave, and I just don't like somebody. That's what I hate about this show, is I have to limit it to 20 minutes, so I have to stop rambling here. People telling me what to do, when to finish up. And to finish up with what I'm saying about the show here is that I have to limit it to 20 minutes to 30 minutes because I'm addicted to posting. I'm addicted to doing these shows. I really love them. It's my Monday night off for me, and I'm spending it with you guys, so I get to record all these things. And yeah, I can't really afford to do more than that. I'm already spending it. See, it costs me money to put these podcasts out, and it's just restrictions. And I have to keep it, if I'm going to post at least, which should be updated, I guess, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's what I'm going to try for. But getting back on track here is having restrictions, having somebody tell me what the fuck to do. I just can't do it. And to tell you guys, being an entrepreneur, it's a pain in the ass. There's always fires you got to put out. And I think automation and things like that is going to make things a lot easier for people like us. But unfortunately, it means getting rid of people, probably like most of you listening. I don't mean to step on toes or anything, but I think that diversifying your income skills, learning to make some side hustle money and things like that would probably be very wise, because I think we're going to go through some heavy changes with the times that are coming. Moving forward, what I'm doing, besides diversifying as much of my income skills as I can, is I'm trying to make as much money as possible. So, I make really, really good money. And what I'm looking to do is capitalize, which we're going to get into, invest like the rich. But the way I figure it right now is my business is going good. I've given a lot of thought of how could my position be automated. I'm in construction. I mostly do roofing construction right now. And I kind of don't see how this could be automated. Problem solving, skills, things that I have here. I don't know. I really don't think so. I think it probably could, but it's going to take a long while. So I feel like I'm safe for a while, but I'm not getting cocky. I'm saving as much money as I can, and I'm investing in knowledge and tools to move forward. So to make as much money as possible, but also investing in things like I just purchased a wok. It's a Asian cooking tool. I don't want to say Oriental. I guess Oriental's bad. Somebody email me and tell me, I guess Oriental soup, because I bought top ramen soup. My daughter loves top ramen soup, and it says Oriental flavor, and they're telling me, no, you don't use the O word. I don't know. But anyways, I got investing in tools like a wok. You can use it to make soup. You can fry like vegetables and stuff, because I produce a lot of my own food. And I wanted something that's fast and easy. In a wok, you can get it on high temperature. You can cook even without oil. You can just use like water or like chicken broth and stuff like that. Or you can squirt minimal amount of oil. Just basically braise, like fry really at a like super human fucking temperature. Just and flip your food over, and you actually have some raw vegetables that are toasty on the outside, and it's done within minutes. So it's like healthy fast food. So investing in such things like that. And I also bought a stand-up freezer. I guess maybe this would be a time to talk to inform you guys that I've been living out of a chest freezer for a very long time. It wasn't a very big one. It was a pain in the ass. Things got a lot, they got like hidden in there and everything. And I think it could in the chest, in the stand-up freezer too, if you're not organizing it well. But already I'm noticing, which can be a podcast all in itself, how to organize this thing way more efficient than a chest freezer. And doing the math and looking at them, these new technology ones, they're just as efficient as a chest freezer. So yeah, investing in some tools and some knowledge. And I've been, I bought myself some books. Mark Shepard, who is a guy I follow, New Forest Farms, Restoration Agriculture. His is Water for Any Farm is the new book I just bought. I just bought another book, The Intelligent Gardener by Steve Solomon. I just learned how to deal with powdery mildew. That's what I'm having, growing my own food. And I think we're going to do some YouTube videos on that and see if what he said in there actually works. And it's this little tiny cookie, but I think it changed the momentum of my personal food production. And let me just tell you guys, I'm sitting here teasing you. He's like, cut the shit out, motherfucker, just say it. Zinc, and that's what we're going to use. We're going to spray a little bit of zinc, which is something, you can take it, it's vitamins, basically, that you eat. So it's no toxins or anything like that. You basically put a certain portion of this in some water and you spray your vegetables with it, and it actually will help your vegetables grow. I had a soil analysis done on my vegetable soil, and it seems like we're lacking just a tiny, like 0.3% of, or 0.03%. So it's very, very minuscule. So we're going to go ahead and spray some zinc, and that I heard it actually will deal with the powdery mildew. It might even just disappear and also give vitamins to the plants. So yeah, investing in knowledge and tools, books and YouTube videos. And I made how technology has been helping my life out, how it's advanced my life. And I think that certain things like maybe dehydrators and freezers, as I just said, thermal cookwares and things. I don't have time again to get into each one of these things, but that's what I'm doing. I just kind of want to, like, heads up, you guys, investing in such things like that with books, videos. I went and got myself YouTube Red so I don't have to see commercials, because there's tons. I'm not watching pornography, which I've learned 80% of the internet is pornography, which I think is completely ridiculous. If that's what your gig is and you need it, I'm a single, been single father for probably like 4 years, 3 years now. It's been a long, long time. So I understand for you guys that need it. I personally don't need it. I'd rather look on how to grow corn, how to, I don't know, revamp a solar system and things like that, how we can get ahead in life. So basically what I'm saying, to wrap that up without sounding like a fucking asshole here, is that, dude, there's a lot more other things than dick and ass, okay? Dick and pussy. There's a whole bunch of different stuff out there that we can learn, and to really come out and be a dick, is that, guys, dude and girls, there's a hell of a lot more than movies and stuff, and especially in a time right now that we have bad times coming, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, there's information that you can learn out there. Stop wasting your time. These things won't fulfill but just a moment. Start looking at things on how to grow your own food, how to preserve your own food, how to produce your own electricity, how to survive a recession, how to stay healthy, how to do yoga, how to lift weights correctly using resistance instead of just slamming fucking weights around and messing up your joints. Use resistance. How to get cardio exercise. What are some diets like paleo eating or Gerson therapy? There's so, like, when I go to bed, it's like, I just sit there and I go, oh my God, what am I going to look up tonight? And there's so many wonderful things that we can experience, such as Mark Shepard's New Forest Farms and Water for Every Farm, how we can rejuvenate the land and repair nature. And we have the rest of our lives to jack off to pornography and shit like that. Let's get there's a sequence of events of things that need to happen, right? We need to save ourselves, help ourselves so that we can help others. And then we can worry about all this, extra fluff stuff. It's just my philosophy. Anyway, I'm rambling on. But yeah, I mentioned I want to invest like the rich. So I'm making as much money as possible. If the system crashes, if there's a housing crash, if there's a great recession, a great reset, as people are saying is going to happen, there's going to be a lot of people losing their shit. And I sincerely do not wish harm on a lot of people. But for those of you listening to the show, I call us resilient rebels. We are working our asses off right now. Well, people are laughing at us, and there's no way that I'm looking going, fuck you for laughing at me. Nothing like that. Still don't mean harm on those people who are. But they have no idea that we live tiny. We live simple. But yet we're prepared. We're armed to the gills. Like, as anybody who's been following me, I could sit here for like 3 years and not work a day in my life. I'll spend all the money I have, but I'm not going to be eating sushi and prime rib every night. But I'll be able to sit here. I've got reserves. I'm set up where these people are screwed. Anyway, investing like the rich, I look at a lot of people, there's nothing I can do for them. There's people listening to this show like mine and other ones, and maybe it makes sense to you that maybe you should start preparing, maybe you should start focusing on the right type of things. And really, if there's a great reset, as Time Magazine even said, and all this stuff is true, that means that you got to reset yourself. And you need to start thinking about being a resilient rebel. You got to start thinking about, how can I beat automation? How can I be automated out? How could I save money? I got to reset, basically, to get the shit out of my mouth. I need to reset everything, as the government and powers that be are saying. We need to reset things to a whole different new way. You need to do the same thing with yourself, if that makes sense. And that means you need what? Money in the bank. You need food. You need shelter. You need clothing. You need clean water. All of these things. You need energy, not just spiritually and in yourself, but energy to actually produce your own food and move your vehicles. You need to make money. You need to do all these things. So you need to reset yourself. And if you haven't, the way I look at it is most people probably aren't. That's why I say this show's not for probably most people. But I'm waiting for those people to, when they go down, and in a helpful way, again, not demeaning, listen, I'll take your house for a fraction, or like half, or 3/4 of what it, well, I'd say a third, 2/3 of what it was worth. You got a house that was worth $500,000, now it's selling for $300,000. I'll buy that house for you for $300,000. I've got fully good credit. I've got the down payment. I've been working my ass off. Yeah, I look like a jerk and a nobody, living in a tiny home and just wearing thrift store clothes and stuff like that. But guess what? Just like the rich, I'm looking to invest if shit hits the fan. And if it doesn't, that's great too. So I don't mean to come off like a dick like that and say that I want to really take over people's shit. But there's a lot of people I think are going to need it. They're going to lose their shit anyways, and the banks are going to take it. And I hate to admit that, but that's why we're doing this show. And we're trying to help out as many people as possible. And I'm not even sure if I'm saying I even want to invest in a house or things like that to get real. But my thing is make as much money as possible to do whatever. I mean, I think there's people going to lose. Construction businesses might lose some shit in certain sectors, like bathroom remodeling and stuff like that. Like, it's very huge right now. I think once the recession hits, it's just going to fall off the map. It's just going to be like, that's one of my predictions. Will it happen? I don't know. But if it does, there's certain things like I want, like a table saw, a chop saw, and stuff like that. And I'm going to wait. Then I'm not going to rip anybody off. But if the people are hurting and they need to get rid of tools, why should I go spend $500 on a specialized chop saw at Home Depot when I could probably buy it for like $250, or if somebody's even selling it for like $100, as they're just, or even probably giving it away because they got to get the hell out of California or wherever they're at. So it's one of my greatest fears, and I'm really not proud of that, of investing like the rich at all. Probably a bad fucking note to put in there, but I guess it is what it is, man. I don't know. Tell me how screwed up I am. There's upanditshow@gmail.com at the bottom. Let me know what your thoughts are and stuff like that. So we don't have so much time, but food storage is another one. As I said, I invested in a stand-up deep freezer. Store a bunch of food. Stock up. There's talk of food shortages and stuff like that. And again, buy stuff that you're going to already use. I'm buying shrink-wrapped chicken and steaks and stuff like that. And every time I go to Costco or the grocery store, I look for things on sale. And I'm getting canned food. I'm getting meats, vegetables. I plan on just growing my own. I grow most of my own food anyway. So, and I live in Sunnyside, California, and North County, San Diego. So I can pretty much grow something year round. So I don't really think I need to worry about vegetables too much. But I definitely do need to up my game. And that's where, on that subject matter, my seed bank. I don't know, but there's a lot of talk about a seed shortage for 2021. And I think that that's what's going to happen. Do I know it for a fact? No. But I think a lot of people are going to, with this great reset shit and a recession, if it does hit, people are going to want to go back to the old ways of growing their own food. And I think that there's going to be a seed shortage. So I would say to anybody, buy some seeds. Get as many as you can afford. Get them as cheap as possible. Also, I would say, if you're already a grower and you already have experience with this and you're going, yeah, I already know that, but you know what? Start doing some seed saving. I've been seed saving some bok choy and stuff like that. Like, I have probably 1 million seeds of baby bok choy, but I love baby bok choy. I've got broccoli going to seed, cauliflower, lettuces and stuff like that. Learn which plants can be cross-pollinated and get screwed up. Start educating yourself again. There's books out there and tools and stuff you can buy to help mitigate these problems as far as saving your own seeds. Educate yourself. Start growing food, just not only to eat, but for food savings. Because, as I say a lot on this show, grow one tomato, right? One, even a fucking cherry tomato, a little one. You can probably pop out about 100 seeds out of a good cherry tomato. That one tomato, that after you popped all the seeds, will not only feed you just a little bit of a taste in your mouth, but it'll also produce another 100 plants that will produce probably 100 cherry tomatoes off each one of those hundreds. And it's perpetual. It just keeps going and going. So save seeds and start thinking in this way. Last one is come up with a plan A, B, and C and complete exit strategy. For those of you who've been following me, I don't have enough time and space to really articulate other than I live in a tiny house, aka travel trailer. It's a month-to-month deal. I pay about a third to at least half more. I pay more than half or less than half of what people are doing. So basically, just put it in perspective here. Get the shit out of your mouth. People say not to give numbers, but the median rental here is like $2,000 a month. I pay like $850 a month for where I stay. But not only that, my exit strategy, I could pack up a lot of my tools and things like that. I've said this a lot on my show, but for those of you just tuning in, I could be out of here and do another part of the United States that's booming or at least surviving within a matter of a week. I can close up shop, I'm out. And the mobility feels wonderful, whereas most people are stuck in a mortgage, stuck in a car payment, stuck in debt, stuck with these apartments that for a year lease and all of this shit that would really hurt them out. Me, yes, I look like a fucking loser, but like I said, I'm looking to pick up people's houses if they go down, and we're making really good money. We're living way below our wages, is a term I like to say. I stole that from Dave Ramsey. Not really, because he says act your wage. I said live below your wage. We're sacrificing to get ahead in life. I know a lot of people who aren't really making really good money, and I'd say that the majority of us are. And I would say if you are and you want to be a resilient rebel like me, you got to get out of that debt. You got to get rid of that house. You got to get rid of anything that's holding you down. You don't have to actually do anything, but it feels really good to be mobile like I am right now, to be able to just up and split out. I think that you should definitely come up with a plan A, B, and C. My plan A is stick it out. As I said, my job keeps going the way it is. I'm fine. 2020 was probably one of the best years I've ever had. 2021, I think I can make even better. If it doesn't, I have a plan B. Plan B is just get by. Plan C is maybe I can go find intentional communities and people just go travel, live a van life, be what do they call it? A vagabond, go rogue. Just travel around the United States and visit other people, like farms and stuff like that, with the experience. And as I said, extending my knowledge of how to grow food and business and just pretty much everything. So I think that I would be accepted if people would hear me out throughout all the United States. Just travel around with my 2 children, and that would be my plan C, like my evacuation plan. And then maybe that if we find some really cool people that we'd want to hang out with and they saw the value that I had and it was equal for value exchange, maybe we would end up staying and actually partnering up with these people and doing something. So that's my plan. That's all I got for the show. We are running into, we're going overboard here. So you guys, that's the show. Hopefully it brought you value. Again, let me know. There's a link in the bottom to email me. It's upandinitshow@gmail.com. Go down there. Let me know how I'm doing for you guys. And you guys can see this thing, for most of you in the world anyways. It's Up and In It. It's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Apple iTunes, and all the other places that you can find the podcasts. But as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it, my friends.